What's up, guys? So I just wanted to tell you a story about one of the scariest moments in my life. And it is when I went on a camping trip with a couple friends I've actually never met before. We went camping at Sable Beach. So we're at Sable Beach right now. We actually just finished.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
And Sable Beach is around an hour away from Tobermory. And in Tobermory, the Tobermory area, that is where the Grotto is. So we are at what's this place called again? Grotto. And the Grotto is the #1 attraction in Tobermory if you look on TripAdvisor, and you can really see why it's one of the top attractions. When you get there, it's just like really beautiful water, it's really clear, and the scenery is just amazing. But anyways, on the first day, we tried to go there on a Saturday and we got there at 8:30 a.m. That was actually too late for the long weekend as all the parking spots were already filled. So during that day, we ended up going to another place called the Halfway Log Dump. And that place in and of itself was pretty nice as well. It had a beach full of rocks, which kind of hurt your feet if you weren't wearing shoes. Let's see how cold it is. It's actually not even that cold. That's totally swimmable water. But it was like a really nice view. We went on a short hike there, which even required us to get into the water. And it was just a really nice hike. But we still wanted to see the grotto. So the very next day, we got up even earlier. We woke up at 5:30 a.m. just to take a 1-hour drive to the grotto just to reserve our parking pass. And man, it was worth it because we got in. It's like one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in Ontario, if not the most beautiful place I've ever seen in Ontario. Like when I was there, it felt like I was on a vacation somewhere. What was even more awesome was the temperature of the water was perfect. Like you could actually go swimming in there and it wasn't too cold. People have told me they visited the grotto before and they told me that it was too cold to get into the water. That wasn't the case for us. We all got into the water pretty much. So getting on to the part that was really scary. So inside of the grotto was this cave. This cave, when you see it in pictures, it just looks amazing. But anyways, so obviously we had to go explore the cave. To even get into the cave, you had to do a little bit of rock climbing downwards. All right, so we're gonna climb down now. We're gonna go into the cave, maybe swim a little bit. So when we finally did get into the cave, there was this underwater tunnel that goes to like the other side of somewhere. Who knows where it goes. So I saw that tunnel. One of the people I was with pointed it out. What is it?
There's a hole and you go through and you're outside of the wall.
Like here?
No, that blue, see that blue?
Oh, you can get out through there?
Yeah, swim through and you're outside of this whole escarpment.
I don't know, I just really want to go through it because when I was a kid, I used to go swimming a lot at YMCA, so I used to swim underwater a lot, and I thought it would be like no big deal. Plus I could see like the sunlight shining through. So I figured why not try it, right? So that was actually like, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but considering I haven't swam in so long, I should really think these decisions through before I even try it. But anyways, I tried it anyways, and I swam through this underwater tunnel. The reason why it was so scary was because I didn't know it was that long. So when I was swimming through it, it felt like it was going on forever. It probably wasn't even that far, but to me, it felt like a long time. And it even crossed through my mind, like, I was even thinking like, man, what would happen if I like ran out of breath right now? I'd probably just die.
It's RC went and swam underneath.
Holy fuck, where'd he go?
He went, you see the hole there?
Oh, that's, yeah, no way am I gonna...
But I kept swimming through and eventually got to this point where I thought I was out already. So I started swimming upwards, but that wasn't even out yet because when I started swimming outwards, I hit my head on a rock and I was like, damn. I was like, good thing that didn't knock me out. But like, I didn't hit it that hard, but like, it was scary still. And eventually I kept swimming forward again and I finally got through that tunnel. When I got to the other side of this tunnel, the only thing that I saw was vast amounts of water, just like endless amounts of water. It looked like a sea to me. It's obviously not a sea because it's just a lake, but you couldn't see any land. So the only thing that was behind me was a cliff that I couldn't really climb because it was just a vertical cliff. And then there was also the tunnel that I just went out of, but I was too scared to swim back through the tunnel to go back to where we were. And I was kind of worried too because my friends were there and I was worried what they were thinking. They probably thought I died in there.
Well, I'm a bit worried about, did he actually go in?
Did he swim though?
He said he can, but I don't know. Because I don't know if he actually went through.
I decided to, instead of going through the tunnel again, because I was actually scared to go through it again, I decided to swim all the way around and eventually got to a point where I was able to rock climb up the cliff and I got to the other side of it. And then I went back to exactly where we were and I was like, hey guys, I'm safe.
Yo, maybe we should get someone to check up. Yo, RC! There he is. Oh.
Up there. Yo, what is this magic shit, man? Where is he? That Asian guy popping out.
But yeah, that was a story about one of the scariest moments of my life. And it was just scary because I actually thought I was gonna run out of air and die and drown. And yeah, I survived to tell the stories. One thing I do have to keep in mind before I try these things is to not go too crazy, not to step outside of my comfort zone too far. Because I mean, you might get to a point where you try something and it's like the last decision that you make. So definitely if you're in Tobermory, you should check it out. But one thing to keep in mind is you do have to get there early. They start taking reservations for the parking at 6:30. So it's a good idea to get there before 6:30, especially if it's a long weekend. I'm pretty sure if it's a weekday, you might be able to get in, but don't take my word on that. If it's a weekend, definitely get there before 6:30 a.m. or else you're not gonna be able to get in. Yeah, hopefully that was an entertaining story. I don't even know if it was, because I'm just sitting here telling a story off the top of my head. I don't even know if it's, but yeah, that's the story of the grotto. Let me know what you think.
I feel like I'm like going on an adventure. Oh my gosh, it's slippery.
Holy shit, it's actually like some weird ass. This is like the weirdest fucking. How did I even fit through this hole? What the heck? Oh shit. Thanks, man.
Legit a hole. We're kidding.